आप सब पार्टिसिपेंट्स जितने भी मेंबर्स आज हमारे इस वेबिनार के अंदर शामिल हुए हैं, आप सबको मैं सिकंदर रुपानी इकोनॉमिक मैटर्स फॉर मोजाम्बिक की तरफ से शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं और वेलकम करता हूं। आज का जो ये हमारा वेबिनार है जो हाउ टू टेक योर बिजनेस ऑनलाइन के ऊपर है, जिसमें हमारे जो मेन स्पीकर हैं महमूद भाई चारानिया, ज्यादातर लोग हम उनको पहचानते हैं। उनका एक ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन मैं देना चाहूंगा आपको। महमूद भाई जो है वो चेयरमैन है आगा खान एजुकेशन बोर्ड के, और उसके साथ साथ कई एफएमसीजी कंपनीज और केमिकल प्लांट्स और प्रोसेसिंग जो यूनिट्स है, इंडस्ट्रीज है, उनके बोर्ड मेंबर और चेयरमैन भी है साथ में। और मोजाम्बिक का 25 साल से ज्यादा बिजनेस एक्सपीरियंस है, और काफी एक्टिवली मोजाम्बिक की इकोनॉमी को जानते हैं और मार्केट सेट को जानते हैं, माइंडसेट को जानते हैं, कस्टमर माइंडसेट को जानते हैं। और आज हमारे बीच में वो मौजूद हैं, हमारे साथ उनका जो नॉलेज है, उसका जो एक्सपीरियंस है, वो शेयर करने के लिए। महमूद भाई, मैं आपको महमूद भाई याली मदद, I would like to hand over to you now to start the webinar and share your knowledge with our generous participants of our Jamati members. Mahmud bhai, to you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me this afternoon on my webinar, The Best Time to Take Your Business Online. I would also like to wish all the fathers happy Father's Day. And I would also like to thank especially the economic portfolio, Avanish Koja and Sikada Rupani for giving me this privilege to present this afternoon. So as my heading says, I'm going to present to you this afternoon the best time to take your business online. The main topics this afternoon that I'm going to present are the following: the virtual marketplace, adapting to new customer behavior, creating your own website, e-commerce, digital advertising platforms, the COVID-19 impact worldwide and in Mozambique, and adapting to COVID-19. Virtual marketplace is not a new phenomenon. Non-physical markets are not a new concept. In many countries, we have facilities for customer convenience. For example, in India, in your neighborhood grocery store, you can stop by, order your groceries, and within a few hours or minutes, it's delivered to your apartment or to your house. And at the end of the month, you settle your bill. Or you can call your neighborhood pharmacist and they supply you the medicine or your prescription, and you pay them after a week or at the end of the month. So convenient shopping already exists in many countries for many years. What has happened now is that, especially during this COVID-19 period, many corporations have digitalized their store and ship directly to consumer instead of having physical presence on the market. One of the big examples in the computer industry is Dell Computers. Dell Computers, many years ago, in order to compete with IBM, who was the first computer seller, what they did is they, instead of opening stores and giving distributorship, they went online. All their computers were sold online. By doing that, they reduced their cost of distribution, their cost of shipping, and they became one of the world leaders in computers. So how do you adapt to new customer behavior? More and more products and services are going online. Today, the customer is looking for convenience. And what has happened is, especially during this period of COVID-19, this has accelerated. So for example, A retail with a brick and mortar shop can sell online. A restaurant can offer online ordering for pickup or delivery. A personal trainer can create virtual training session. A psychologist can offer you a session online. You can learn cooking, cooking lessons online. Many of the services also are going online. But first thing you need to be is mobile. Mobile is first and then go digital. Why mobile? Majority of the people who go online go from their mobile phone. There is the penetration of mobiles worldwide. Out of the population of close to 8 billion people, there is more than 5 billion mobile. So more and more people are going through the online purchases through the mobile. You can also enhance your website or your selling tools by introducing videos, or you can use YouTube channels to enhance your business. For example, when I was preparing this presentation, I had some question on how to set up my PowerPoint, and myself, I went on YouTube, typed my question, and I got the answer. So even software companies are using YouTube to teach their customers, to make their customer convenient about their product, about their software. Now, in order to start your e-commerce business or take your business online, the first thing you need to do is create a website. How do you create a website? First, you need to have a domain name. And it is very important that when you choose a domain name, it should be something very easy to remember. Because remember that online, you are competing against millions of businesses online. Once you have your domain name, you register it. Then comes the second point, which is plan and design your website. You can do it yourself. There are many software available on the shelf, or you can use a professional person or a company to do for you. Designing a website and implementing is not very expensive. You can pay anywhere from $500 to $1,000 and you can have your website created. When you create your website, the content is very important. First is your landing page. That means that once somebody opens your website, the first thing they will see is your landing page. That is very important to design it very attractive, so people spend more time looking at your website and start searching and looking into different tabs of your website. And remember that your website has to be mobile, meaning that it should be accessible through a mobile phone and should be seen and user-friendly to a mobile phone. As I said, majority of the people will look at your website through your mobile. Once your website is created, now you need to promote it. There are various ways of promoting your website. I'll give you a few examples here. One is the search engine marketing. For example, if you want to market your website on Google, on the Google search engine, you can pay in order to do so, and that will happen. It will happen that once you look for a product, so say for example, your website is for shoes and you're looking for shoes and you type shoes in Maputo, the first thing will come up is your website will come up, as you have paid for it to be ranked #1 in Maputo or #2 in Maputo. So this is paid advertising. The other way of doing it is also organic advertising, meaning that you have to design your landing page, your website in such an order that more and more people spend time on it. So the Google search engine itself will rank your website higher and higher at no cost. So that is organic growth. I'll give you an example here. On your left side, you see that when you go, for example, I typed best e-commerce platform. The first website which came up was Shopify, and you see in front of it AD. That means it is paid advertising. After the paid advertising website comes the organic results. which is depending on the search engine itself, which promotes your website. As promoting also through social media is another means of promoting your website. People are familiar with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, Twitter, TikTok, many social platforms which exist right now. I'll go further into details on those social platforms, and especially pertaining to Mozambique. You can also drive your traffic by sending email to your customer or running promotion, in-store promotion or promotion on TV, or cross-subsidizing with another company your product and advertising through a billboard. People have to start knowing your website. If they don't know your website address or they don't know your website name, then they won't have access to your online business. It is not just to design the website and forget about it. You have to continuously improve your website because you want people to come and visit regularly your website. If you have new products, new discounts, new promotion, you have to advertise them on your website. You may have to make your website social. As more and more people visit your website, first of all, on the search engine, it will rank higher and higher. And also, it will give you more returns because people are curious about your products, about your services. You can also evaluate your effort using KPIs. I have put some of the KPIs here, but there are many, many more KPIs that you can use. The first one which I've put here is called conversion rate. That means how many clicks on the site and take action. If somebody clicks and turns that click into a purchase or subscribe to your website, or contacts you through the website, that's called a conversion rate. You can also measure the profitability and the return on investment on your website. How much money you have spent advertising on your website, and out of that, how many sales, how many contacts have you got from that? Bounce rate is one of the most important in my view. That means that how many people open your website and leave quickly. So it could be for various reasons which you need to find out. Maybe your website is not interesting, or maybe your website has the wrong name, so people are going there and finding out that that's not what they are looking for. So you need to find out why your bounce rate is high. Also, another thing which is important is average session time. How much time does somebody spend on your website? The more time they spend on your website, that means that your website is interesting, it is attracting more people, and people might even share your website because they find it very attractive. Now, once you create your website, the next thing you have to now sell the products. You have to go into e-commerce. What is e-commerce? It's a way of selling products online. Now, everybody knows due to the COVID-19, online shopping has increased due to the necessity and practicality. If you don't have a website and you haven't started yet getting online, you need to do so immediately because more and more companies are going online. And you can also use platforms such as Shopify, Squarespace, Wix, Magneto to go online. Shopify is a subscription to a software service that offers you to create a website and use their shopping cart solution to sell, ship, and manage your product. I'll give you some examples. People might think that Shopify does not exist in Mozambique, but for example, Pro Computer, which is a computer company in Maputo, is on Shopify. Another company called Techno Express, which is an apparel shop, is also on Shopify. So these are already ways of you going online. What are the advantages of going online? First of all, it increases your reach and broadens your brand. If you have a store, for example, in Maputo, your clients is the clients in the neighborhood of Maputo, and that's it. But if you are online, your client is the whole of Mozambique, maybe the neighboring countries, and maybe the world, depending how far your website is going and how far your product or service is appealing to the world. And by doing that, you are also creating the awareness of your brand, growing your brand. Another good point about e-commerce is that marketing opportunities are great on e-commerce because first of all, it's cheap and it is the reach of it is much broader. Imagine if you had to reach the whole population of Mozambique, which is about online people are about 5 million Mozambicans have access to internet. To reach 5 million Mozambique, and if you're depending on billboards, you probably have to put 500 billboards. But on online marketing, you don't have to do that. You can reach all of them through your website, through social media. It also decreases cost of inventory, marketing, and staff. Let me explain you that. If you had to be physically present in all of Mozambique, you probably needed 40 or 50 physical stores. But being online, you reduce that cost by maybe having a central warehouse and shipping your goods throughout all of the country. Also, your staff reduces, your security bills reduces, your utility bill reduces. So there's a many more advantage in it. Being on e-commerce, being online offers you also a lot of analytic tools. Today, you probably don't know who comes to your store, what is his gender, what is his or her gender, what is their age, what is their financial background. But being online, you could find out the gender of your customer, you can find the age of the customer, you can find the financial background, you can even probably find out their habits of buying. If they buy once a month, they buy 5 times a month. So there's more information that you can get online about your customer. You are getting closer and closer to your customer. A study by the National Retail Federation says that more than 50% of consumers have ordered products online and that they would normally purchase at a store. Nearly 6 in 10 consumers are worried about going to the store due to the fear of being infected. Also, another study has said that 9 out of 10 customers are looking for convenience more than 5 years ago. Today, you could have a store, a big superstore, a supermarket 2 kilometers from you, but you might hesitate to go there and you might be more convenient in ordering online, even if you don't get your brands that you want that you would get at the supermarket. Because first thing today is convenience. And especially after this COVID-19 pandemic, more and more people are looking into convenience due to the health reasons. So in summary, how do you set up your e-commerce? First, you create your website. And remember that your website is open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Unlike your shop might be open 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week, while you are sleeping, people are visiting your website, are buying online your product, your services. So your website is 24/7. Once you have created your website, you have to have a mechanism to get payment online. So you create a digital POS terminal. There are many companies already here offering this service, and many banks also are doing that, which allows you to set up an online payment system. Or you can even, instead of using a financial bank service, you can use a mobile wallet also for payment. There are many ways of receiving payment. You can also have a shopping cart. What is a shopping cart? A shopping cart on an online retail site is a piece of software that facilitates the purchase of a product or a service. It accepts the customer's payment and organizes the distribution of that information to the merchant, the payment processor, and other parties like the delivery company. One thing you need to remember that more and more companies are going online. And in fact, there's a study which has come up that by 2035, 85% of the products sold worldwide will be online. I've talked about advertising your website. So I just wanted to revisit the main platform for advertising, digital platform for advertising your website. First is YouTube. I'm sure people are familiar with YouTube. More than 2 billion users worldwide, and the second most popular search engine after Google. The second one is Facebook. Facebook, it has more than 2.6 billion active users. Ads on Facebook are very cheap to do, and Facebook has amazing targeting abilities. What do I mean by that? If you wanted to target male Facebook users in Maputo between the age of 20 and 50, you could do so. If you wanted to target users who only open the Facebook once a month, you can do that by Facebook advertising. So the targeting capability on Facebook is amazing, and the analytic tools that Facebook has about your customer is amazing. The other one is Instagram, has more than 1 billion active users worldwide. It is growing. In Mozambique, it is not so active, but majority of the new products which comes out worldwide are normally featured on Instagram, and it is less ad intrusive. So to give you an overview of the world's most used social platform, by far out, Facebook is #1, followed by YouTube, and you have all the other lists there. Even TikTok, which is fairly new, is coming up very quickly. It has got more than 800,000 users worldwide. This information is from Hootsuite from January 2020. The top messenger apps around the world. WhatsApp is used in more than 138 countries. So if you have WhatsApp and you wanted to blast to your WhatsApp about your website, you can see that you could reach 138 countries. Facebook is followed with 74, Facebook Messenger, sorry, is followed with 74 countries. Now let's talk about Mozambique. The population of Mozambique is around 31 million, out of which 36% of that population is urban. They live in major cities. Out of the 31 million, 50% of the Mozambique population has access to telephones, mobile phones, 15.3 million. Now, this number is very important for us for this webinar. 5.3 million people have access to internet. That means your website in Mozambique can be seen by 5.3 million people. Even if you have physical shops across the country, could you reach 5.36 million people? Question mark. I think that is not possible, even if you had probably 10,000 shops across the country. The second point is active social users in Mozambique is 2.5 million people, which represents 8.1%. What is an active social media user? It means somebody who opens the media platform at least once a month. Let's talk about the two major social media platforms in Mozambique. First is Facebook, 2.3 million, followed by Instagram, 260,000. I'll give you more statistics on both of these on the following slides. Facebook has 2.3 million users. So if you put an ad on Facebook, you could reach 12% of the population of the age above 13. And curiously, in Mozambique, 60% of the Facebook users are male. If you use Instagram, you could reach 1.4% of the population above the age of 13. So these two mediums can allow you to advertise your online business. You could do promotion on those two social platforms. And many companies have advertised in Facebook with great results and have grown very quickly. Some companies have 500 people who look at their Facebook pages every day, or one of those companies is Vodacom. Now comes the other part of your website, online payment. Many people will say that, how does online payment work in Mozambique when people have no access to bank accounts? For your information, 33% of the population above the age of 15 have a bank account. I'm sure many people will be surprised by this number. 8.9% of the population above the age of 15 have access to a credit card. 22% have access to a mobile wallet. And the mobile wallet, which is most used in Mozambique, is M-Pesa from Vodacom. I'm not sure if many people know, but M-Pesa transacts $20 million every single day through their M-Pesa platform, which is a huge amount of money transacting in mobile wallets. Also, we have another statistic very important for our online business, is that 9.5% of the population above the age of 15 already buy online, do purchases online. I'm not sure if you're aware that 90% of the consumer electricity sold in Mozambique is bought online through their credit-like system. So the Mozambican population is already used to buying online. Today, even 60% of the mobile scratch cards are sold online. Now let's talk about how COVID-19, which has impacted worldwide, and why we should go faster into making our business an e-commerce business. The numbers that I'm going to share with you today are dated from June the 17th. 8.3 million people have confirmed with COVID-19, and out of which 446,000 people have died. America is at top, followed by Brazil. Coronavirus has led to a volatile economy. We have seen stock market going up and down. We have seen economic opening, closing. We have seen new restriction coming in, restriction removed. There's a lot of volatility because many countries, many people are not sure how to deal with this pandemic. The World Health Organization stated the outbreak could cost the world economy $1 trillion in 2020. This is the worst recession since the Great Depression. Unemployment is at an all-time high. We have more than 40 million unemployed people in the US. Emerging markets are still seeing rapid growth in cases. What does that mean? In Africa, it took from 0 to 100,000 cases, 98 days. But from 100,000 to 200,000 cases, it only took 18 days. Mozambique cases are doubling every 13 days. The biggest industry affected are hospitality, including entertainment, restaurant, bars, tourism, travel also. Also, many companies who depend on production and manufacturing in China are also negatively impacted due to their issue of production, and also the supply chain issues in the Far East and worldwide. Flourishing industries include food, groceries, delivery service, streaming service, remote learning, health, hygiene, IT, virtual conferencing like Zoom that we are using today. How has COVID-19 impacted Mozambique? Mozambique has been since 3 months on a level 3 stage of emergency. Many products' price have increased of imported goods due to the devaluation of the currency. Mozambique mainly exports minerals, and the demand of minerals have reduced worldwide, which has reduced the forex influx into the country. The currency has devaluated over the last 5 months by 20%. In industries affected, entertainment, tourism, including restaurant, bars, theater, clubs. Mozambique also lack of e-commerce, so the business lost from physical presence has still not been all captured on e-commerce. Apart from the COVID-19 issue in Mozambique, Mozambique has also the issue of insurgents in the north of the country, in Cap Delgado, where the gas industry's investment have reduced or have stalled, or there has been delays in that investment. Mozambique has also not yet recovered from the 2 cyclones of last year, the cyclone Idai and Kenneth, which has also impacted the economy. Due to the limited public health care services in Mozambique, it is also a risk and a worry for the population. According to the Economics Country Report of June 20, it says that the Mozambican economy is expected to shrink 4.4% this year. You can see 2 graphs here and showing how rapidly the cases are increasing in Mozambique. As of June 17, 2020, there were 638 cases with 4 deaths. Majority of the cases are in the province of Cap Delgado in the north, 197 cases, and in Nampula provinces, 205 cases. After looking at all this information, we now have to start adapting to the COVID-19, during the COVID-19 and post-COVID-19. So innovation is key. We have seen that things move much more faster. Things which were taking months are happening 24 hours. People are now working more concentrated. Some people are working from home. They are saving the time of commuting, and that time which they save on commuting are concentrating on moving their company faster or innovating their companies. People like who normally manufacture fans or Formula One cars today are manufacturing ventilators and masks. And also the patents on ventilator, mask, or respirators are now available free. The designs are available free. So what has happened, the whole world has got together to try and mitigate the downfall from the COVID-19. Now looking at other businesses, for example, restaurants. Restaurants have started catering, have started creating cooking classes, recipe videos. They are delivering, you can buy online, because remember, even if after the COVID-19 pandemic is finished, there still might be social distancing, which might reduce the capacity of your restaurant. So imagine if you had a 100-seating restaurant, now it will be only 40 or 50 people. So how will you recuperate the revenue loss? You might have to go online. It's not you might, you will have to go online to recuperate that revenue. There are other people who are baking at home and selling baked goods from home, what they can do, because they're used to sell only to their community around them. They also have to go on social media, offer their services, do catering to increase their reach and increase their profitability. I know of a person who used to sell samosas only to the community. Today, being on Facebook, the reach that he has tripled. Now his clientele has tripled because people know that this person is making samosas. So by advertising your services, you can broaden your customer base. Grocery businesses. In Mozambique, you can now order by SMS and then go and pick up in store, or they deliver it home. They have also a website where they put the new stock when it comes in, they do their promotion, or they send you promotion via WhatsApp when they get new inventory. They're updating their website weekly. So they are also finding new ways of increasing the revenue. Many people have said that due to COVID-19, our businesses have gone down. But many people that I have talked to, especially in the grocery business, their business has in some cases gone 20 to 30% up because of these new innovations that I have done. They have come closer to the customer, made the purchase experience more convenient. For example, for gym, people have started training online. Many gyms have started offering workouts online, and instead of charging the full fee, are charging 50% of the fee, which is another way of bringing in their revenue. So the bottom line is that you have to get closer to your customer, reach to your customer, make the customer more convenient in buying your product or your service. So there is a must, I think, for all the businesses to go online and take advantage of this period to take your business further up. Before I finish my webinar, I would like to quote from Charles Darwin. In the long history of humankind and animal kind too, those who learn to collaborate and improvise most effectively have prevailed. Thank you for listening to my webinar. I hope everybody enjoyed this half-an-hour session. Now, there's a Q&A session. If you have any question, there is a box there. You can put your question, and I'll try and answer as many as possible. Thank you. Okay, so the first question I see is that I need more details on digital POS, and do we have any payment acquirers which can integrate with our website with their API application program interface? If possible, please give name which work Mozambique like PayPal. I have checked with M-Pesa, but I'm finding some other option in Mozambique. So to answer your question, many banks offer digital POSs. For example, BIM is linked to Gateway, which also offers a payment service. So you can contact your bank and they will offer you that service. The other question is, what are the top 3 things you can do by self with limited cost or free cost to take a small business online within 30 days? So first thing you should do is create your website. Okay, you can, as I said, you can hire a professional or do it yourself and put it on the web and start advertising on Facebook, on YouTube. Facebook, you can create a Facebook page. By spending even $20, $30 a month, you can do advertising on Facebook. And you can start this way. And the other one is, if your web page is well designed and attractive, word of mouth is the quickest and the best way to advertise. So the other question is, can we plan for an e-commerce website for all Ismaili business people? I think that I will leave it to the economic portfolio to answer that, or they will pick it up later. The other question is, do you have study about social platform usage in other provinces than Maputo and Motala? The social platform usage that I gave you is Mozambique-wide. Now, if you want specific about Maputo and Motala, the Hootsuite is a consultant who can provide you this service. I can send you their contact and you can talk to them directly. The other question is, do you have any study about, no, sorry. Are there any companies who create website contacts? There are many. I will share the contacts with the economic portfolio, and then you can talk to them and get all their contacts. Many questions are coming up. Just give me a second. Can you please read service provider for designing specific PDS online like cosmetic products? Also, I'll give you to the economic portfolio, the web designers in Mozambique, and then you can contact and put your products. Remember that when you put your products on your website, don't take photographs yourself. Use a professional to take photographs, because the first thing that somebody looks at your website is the photograph of the product. If the photograph of the product is not appealing, they won't even look into the description of the product or the price of the product. So photography is very, very important when designing a website. So there's a comment here. Many thanks, Mahmoud Bhai, you have marketed my product. I am a digital marketing, very soon will be at your door. Okay. Can we sell pharmacy product online? I think the non-prescription products can be sold online, but I'm not sure about that. But you can verify with the Ministry of Health. Then talking about online business, how big is Mozambique's e-commerce market compared to Malawi or Zimbabwe? What is the best time to start with the start showing a negative 4.4 GDP in 2020? I'm not sure about the comparison of the e-commerce market within the neighboring countries, but the time to start is now, because remember that once people are used to buying online, they might stay online even after the economy open up. They might find that going to a store is not as convenient as buying online. And there are many platforms already in Mozambique trying to go online. I think there's no more questions. So I would thank everybody for joining me this afternoon. And I hope you enjoyed the webinar. I would like now to pass it to Avanish Koja to give the closing remarks.
Thank you, Mahmoud Bhai, for guiding us. It was a really wonderful and informative session. I see some of the questions which is related to economic matters to get answer on it. Some of the question is required more thought process, and we will take it forward maybe next session, or we will come back to you with more details on that. I would like to thank Mahmoud Bhai for this for the time and all the participants to make this program possible. We created a small survey which we are launching now, and I would like everyone to participate in this survey so that we get the feedback for the next webinar. I would request everyone to fill this survey form. It will help us for the next seminar. Thank you very much for your participation. Thank you, Mahmoud Bhai, one more time.
Thank you. You're welcome.